And I know one bed's on that top right there. Y'all can't tell me no lie. Oh.
And 2 monsters. One of them was the biggest one I've ever seen. The other one was a monster.
This feels like one of them places you'd about get lost the first few times you step off in these woods. Big buck life right there, boy. Man, this is gonna be the wood duck hole you wouldn't even tell your mama about. Right here, boy. I know that big deer ought to be here, but that's TBD. We gotta find one first. I am planning to put a stand already in one of those trees right there. All right, guys and gals, new land, new plan. Not my land, but a good friend. I'm pulling up here into a peanut field, and I gotta go around this peanut field, and I'm gonna meet up with a friend of mine, probably one of the most impactful people in my life. A man named Jimmy Boyette. He just bought this place not too long ago, and he come by the shop the other day. We were talking, and I told him, you know, now that I've sold my property, I'm gonna have another place to hunt. So he said, why don't you come on hunt my land? So I'm gonna pull in here and see what it's all about. Peanut's just been turned over. One thing we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna scout as we go, and I think I just saw a pretty big trail right there coming out of the woods. Looks like maybe an old road bed or something right there. Good looking stuff, like what I see so far. I hear him down here squealing away. Man, this is good looking stuff. I'm super excited about this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll let him probably tell the story if he'll do it on video, but he found a house back here that he didn't know was here. Well, he knew it was here, but nobody knew where it was. This place was like a jungle, grown up, and he's cleared his way through here. He's down here on the excavator, and I think he's got a pond here. There's another pond over there. Pretty big field that we just come around, and then the rest of it's timber. So hopefully there's a big old buck down in here. Limited edition. One of the limited edition bucks, you know? Man, this is unbelievable, y'all, that back in the day they had horse and buggy. Here we go with a AC driven UTV. Look at my boy. OG, man. What's up, dude?
Crazy, man.
Huh? This is beautiful.
It's pretty, ain't
It is.
It's pretty.
Yes, sir, man.
Come on, let me ride you.
All right. So what you been working on?
There's a pond in there.
The pond right there?
Yeah.
That's where it drains back in over there, behind it? No?
And it can run over right there, or it can run in right there.
Okay, uh-huh.
There's a
Oh, I see it now, yeah.
Go around. Hey, dude. Look.
Uh-huh. I know.
Hey, look. There's a
The whole place looked like that, didn't it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's your wood duck hole right there, boy. Woo, man.
Hey, I just laid in wood ducks will just flock.
Oh my gosh. That's gonna be a whole.
I want a
like
camera here when they do.
Uh-huh.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hole to shoot right there, son. Okay, the other ponds over there.
There's a spring. See that water?
Yeah, right there.
There's a spring right down there. That's one. There's 3 springs goes to that big pond.
Man, this is pretty, Jimmy. Man, look at that pond. Gosh, that's bigger than I thought too. Goodness. Man. This is beautiful. Man, tell me about this house. Tell me what that looked like when you found it.
Hey, dude, it's like it does right now when I found it.
All that mess, but it was like all this jungle stuff all the way around it. Even right here too?
Well, look,
All that right there?
I mean, that's not all of it. We done hauled like 3 semi-trailer loads out. I come up with the excavator right through there.
Uh-huh.
You couldn't see the house.
This is where Thomas
Not the
was.
roof,
Uh-huh.
nothing. So I'm gonna show you where I was sitting. And Thomas was on his feet,
Uh-huh.
and you still couldn't see the house. I'm gonna show you. I was sitting right here, in the excavator seat, and I was reaching.
And you couldn't even see it.
Couldn't see it. Couldn't see nothing. And Thomas was right over there. Because I had like 5 piles like that back here already.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, man, I know I got to be getting damn close. And so I was reaching, and I pulled a bush, and I could see some brick.
Uh-huh.
And I said, he said, what? I said, Cassie. He walked about halfway between here and those steps. He said, my Cassie, my Cassie.
Man, that is crazy. Wow. And it looks over that pond like that too. Man, that's pretty.
There's some steps right over here
That walk down to it?
that walks down
Uh-huh.
off that ridge. And I took all the little, it was like that over there, I took all the little trees out so I could see. It falls off, don't it?
Uh-huh.
You get lost back in there.
Man, I'm telling you, that looks so good though. Oh my gosh, there's big deer in there. Man, that's the backside of where that pond is, ain't it?
That's that
like
ravine
the ravine, that's right.
Uh-huh. Man, I tried to go through that way.
That's right. We were on the other side of it a while ago.
Oh, pretty good way.
Yeah, way over there. This place feels so much bigger than 150 acres too.
That's the way it's set.
Yeah, uh-huh. I'll tell you something else that you're gonna have. Freaking turkeys, man.
Hey.
Oh my goodness, I know you was seeing them over there on the power line last year.
They come in this field back
Oh my gosh. This right here, I would tear one up on the top of this hill right here. I would yelp him straight down the gun barrel. You got pine stands, you got hardwoods, you got swampy looking stuff. Man, this is... I can hear spring turkeys gobbling right now.
Biggest deer I ever seen in my life was at the corner. That was a field. The pine trees was about this tall, and I was mowing down them. It's a 40-acre field over there, and I was mowing down them. And 2 monsters. Biggest deer. One of them was the biggest one I ever seen. The other one was a monster. Hey, I drove my tractor back to the house. I got my rifle. I drove back down there, and hey, I'm like, it went that way. And so I just kept mowing, and I seen that tail again, and it was in the bottom field. And hey, I said, I got you. And the big one had went this way, and in the field, and I said, oh my gosh. Hey, I got down to a fence row, and the bottom field had already been mowed. And that the second biggest one, he hopped out there in the field and stopped. He thought he was hid. He was looking around. It was just dark. I had my rifle set on top of a little old post, old fence row. And I put it on him, and I clicked my safety, and I put my finger on the trigger, and I had it right here, and Mr. Dick Hart or Miss Alma turned the light on in their house.
Spooky.
No.
No?
It was a pretty good ways, another 250 yards. When they turned the light on in the house, it wasn't dark.
Right.
It was dust dark, but it light. And I'm like, oh my God. And it was pointing right in their living room.
Oh my goodness.
If I miss that.
Yes, oh my gosh, it went right in.
And I just froze. And I said, he's going that way. So I just moved my rifle a little bit, and I was standing there. He stood there a second, and that son was gun did a 180 and come all the way back across that field, and I couldn't see him then after he jumped that fence road and went back this way. And I said, golly, oh my gosh. Hey, I called in to work. I called in that night. And then, hey, I took 3 more days. I called in for the next day. I took 3 more vacation days after that, and I sat in a tree down there. John, I said, all day.
Waiting on him, boy.
I said, I'll get you.
Man, this is a pretty little spot right here, too.
Yeah, it is.
Right here, pretty. I could hang one in that tree right there.
Yeah,
that little patch right there. Oh my gosh, it's like in a movie right here, man. Dude. Yeah, that field's much bigger than I realized. Yeah, this right here is where you kill one. All right, so the tour is over and we're headed, or I'm headed, put out the first camera, see what we got going on. I've got a cell cam in the truck, and then I've got 2 SD cams. I could possibly put 1 or 2 of those out. I would have to go back past him to do it, so I may just put this bag out, try to get an idea of maybe what's kind of coming through the middle of this place, and then on a day when I can hunt, hopefully have more time, then I can come hunt in the morning maybe, or come early around lunch and scout a little bit and then hunt in the afternoon, put some more cameras out. But after today, we'll have a place to hunt, praise God. I'm so excited. I feel like I hadn't even participated in deer season this year, but hey, better late than never. All right, this is a great little spot to me. I love the way it sets up, real thick right in here. Big timber pines back that way, and then just kind of same thing, kind of goes down in a ravine back that way. I am planning to put a stand already in one of those trees right there, because it just, I would almost feel like I'd be hunting in the Midwest if I did it. This is a really Midwestern looking spot to me. I need to probably put my corn not too terribly far away, probably right here in the corner. Put my camera right there and just see what we get. All right, so all of this is basically for inventory more than anything else. I do not have a clue what's here. I know that big deer ought to be here, but that's TBD. We gotta find one first. Hopefully next time we'll be on this place. We got some good weather coming this weekend. Maybe this camera will show me something. Maybe there'll be a few deer show up here and we can come sit in a tree and at least film some, because I don't have a bunch of time. As far as like, it's getting dark right now. I'm gonna have to wait to scout it a little bit later. So I'll have to just let my camera do the scouting for me. Big block of timber back here on the neighbor's place. Hopefully catch some deer coming off of there, coming to eat out of this peanut field, and then cell camera over there catching all the deer coming out of the big block that's in the middle of the place that I've got permission on right here in beautiful South Georgia. Super excited about it, man. God was in the middle of this. Thankful that my brother Jimmy lets me hunt.
It don't look too bad past that.
No. It looks like it's the same right here, like width-wise.
Yeah.
It narrows down like right over here.
I think I might be able to see the other pond on there.
And this is gonna be the wood duck hole you wouldn't even tell your mama about right here, boy.
Chastity walked down the other day and walked where that track is. Because it was still wooded right here. I took right there. since I talked to you. But right at the back of that log right there, moccasin.
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God.
She said she come out. That's the second one I seen down here. Yeah,
she ain't want none of that.
Mm.
This look like a snake hole, boy.
Yeah, I got to clean it up a little bit. Then I can mow and blade it.
Well, get to it. Go ahead. I love you.
I love you, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you so much.
Hey, dry my Can-Am back up because I'll dry this up there.
10-4.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hey, I will. Thank you. Yeah. I always love the challenge of trying to figure out a new piece of property, how the deer want to use it, where the big deer like to be, and what kind of is the best way to go about killing those deer. This property is probably going to be the biggest challenge that I have taken on yet. Just looking at it on the map, it really doesn't look like, too much. There looks to be some good stuff on it, but when you get into it, you start to realize that the place feels much bigger than what it really is. It almost feels more like 200 and 300 acres compared to 150 acres. With the way it sets up, there's a lot of different pockets and thickets and drop-offs and just kind of nooks and crannies that deer can get in and hide and get away from everything. This property has pretty much been untouched for the last 15 years. So it's basically been nothing more probably than a sanctuary for a lot of these deer. One of the things I love most about this place right now, just looking at it, is the amount of edge that it has. When you're talking about deer movement, basically all that movement is going to take place where the habitat changes or where the terrain changes, and there's a lot of altitude change, there's a lot of habitat change on this place, whether it's field to forest or whether it's pines to hardwoods. High ground to low ground, water, ponds, all that stuff makes really good pinch points and travel corridors for deer and also big deer. So that's an exciting thing about it. Another thing I love is the access into this place, and that helps for a lot of these wind directions that we have down here in the south. The wind changes by the minute sometimes, so being able to come in from those different directions and keep the wind in your favor, keep your wind from blowing into the property, that's going to be helpful. Something that was tough about the property that me and my wife just sold was the fact that the 2 points of access were from the north. One was on the northwest and the other was on the northeast. And it was huntable, but during the fall, most of those winds are going to be out of the north, and so it was just real tough to keep your scent, to keep your wind out of the middle of that property. So this is probably going to be a little bit easier when it comes to keeping your wind in the right place, but when it comes to the size of it and it comes to the amount of ground that one has to cover, it's going to be much more of a challenge than the 40 acres that I just had. So I'm super excited that my great friend has given me an opportunity to hunt this place. Stay tuned, it's going to be a great little journey as we hunt more on this 150 acres we call Shoaler Pond. So subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We appreciate you guys following along, and we'll catch you next time right here on Hunt More Official.